There are some skincare products that I prefer to use cold. So today's video, I'm going to walk you through the products that I keep in my beauty fridge. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video was actually an idea that came from one of you. Now I've mentioned in quite a few videos the things that I keep in a little beauty fridge over here on the side, and one of you asked me to do a video on it, so here we go. So I feel like I need to state the obvious. You do not need a beauty fridge. Nobody needs a beauty fridge, and your products do not need to be kept cold. This is a luxury item, and it was very kindly given to me by the man behind the camera for Christmas. Now, I might have asked for it, but I love this fridge. It has sat next to me and I have used twice a day, every day for the past 2 years. And it brings me joy, and in my opinion, it was worth every penny that I didn't have to spend. It's worth every one of your pennies, Gary.
Every one of my pennies.
So let's start with the fridge. This is by Stypro. It is a 4-liter fridge. It has one internal shelf and it has one little shelf that's built into the door. It has 2 different settings. Now be careful with this because I didn't know it. It has a cold setting and it has a hot setting, and I didn't realize that, and I accidentally put it onto hot. And let's just say it's probably a good thing I noticed when I did, otherwise I could have actually killed all of the products in it. I do believe it's designed to be compatible with a car if you're taking this with you, but that was never its intended purpose to me. It always just sits right next to me here. So what do I keep in my fridge? There are just a couple of categories, really. Sort of anything for the eyes. That's my starting point. Anything that's going to go on this area, I like to keep in the fridge. I like things to be kept cool. For me, it's my daily eye serum and eye cream. I use them every single day, morning and night. I just find the cooling effect so much nicer. And also eye masks. I have a series of masks. I have some here by Teepology. I have some from Pixie, and I use those probably once a week. But when you take them out of the fridge and they're cool and you place them on your eyes, it's just so nice. It's just so nice. I think it's also really good if you have swelling. It could help to kind of reduce some of that. I personally don't have issues with that. For me, it's just about how it feels on my skin, and it's beautiful. Okay, next would be sheet masks. Now, I don't have a ton of sheet masks. I don't know, I don't really use them a whole lot, but if I do, I would like to store them in my fridge. I think I have one here at the minute that I haven't used, which is a resurfacing mask, but I just find when you put anything that's on your face, it has that nice cooling effect. It's just lovely. Other things that I keep in here are products that I know I'm not going to be using up very quickly. For example, my Dermelect. This is my favorite exfoliator of all time. But I only use this about every 4th night. So it's not like it's a daily thing that I'm dipping in and out of. But because I know it's going to take me longer to get through this bottle, I prefer to keep it in the fridge. Keeps it away from light and from warmth. And I just think that, in my own opinion, I could be totally wrong, that it just feels like it seems like it's a safer place for it to live. Another one is this little Calisum professional serum. I use this for microneedling, and because I'm not using up a whole one of these and it's not an airtight container, I probably use, I don't know, probably a quarter of this with every medical microneedling session that I do every 6 weeks. So I tend to keep the opened ones in the fridge in between sessions, just hoping that that's going to prolong the product. There are also cooling products, things that I just sort of like the eyes, anything that I like to go on my face that's on the cool side. This is another product by Dermelect. It is an anti-aging sort of a lip moisturizer, and I tend to keep that in there too. It just fits really well into that little door pocket, and it just feels nice. It's just nice. I'm sure it's completely unnecessary, but something that my lips enjoy. They do. And another is another Calisum product, and it is a cooling gel mask. It is the Night Recovery Complex. I was using this a lot when I was testing a device, a laser device, around my eyes, and it was overheating it, I felt, and it was drying it out, and it was making it hot. So by keeping this in the fridge, I was using this at least once a day on that area just to try to cool things down a little bit. And I just find now I have a bigger tube of this. It doesn't fit in there as well, so the little one fits in really, really nicely. And that's kind of brought me to my next issue with this particular fridge. I think it's time for an upgrade. I have had that for 2 years, and I just started to notice in the past couple of months that it's just not cooling as well. Like when you stick your hand in, it's not quite cold. And then the other thing is there's a lot more stuff that I would keep in that fridge if I had more space. One example would be a vitamin C. If you have an L-ascorbic acid vitamin C product that can oxidize quickly, it would be in there. Now, right now, my vitamin C's aren't of that caliber. They are stable vitamin C, so I don't have to worry about that. But if I was using the CE Ferulic, if I was using my Geek and Gorgeous, which I did keep in there, if I was using Timeless, I would be keeping those in the fridge. So anything that will degrade faster and potentially oxidize fast because of light and air, I would be putting it in that fridge. So another one is kind of a new one, and it's kind of a strange one. And these are a part of my microcurrent device. I'm in the process of testing the SKE Patch, and it is a hands-free microcurrent device, which means that it actually uses adhesives to stick onto your skin. They can only be used for about 8 times each, but they recommend that you store the unused ones or even the used ones in the fridge to help keep that stickiness. So these have been living in the fridge. As I use them and take them out, I put them back in, and even in the evenings when I'm done with my routine, I put them in there to keep them fresher. So I do think I'm going to upgrade. This is a 4 liter. I want at least a 10 liter. I was looking at 10 and 12s just so that I can put more stuff in there, because for the most part, this is just a nice to have. Things feel really good. There are also devices that I would like to keep in there. So for example, my little roller guy that I like to use for lymphatic drainage and whatnot, I prefer to keep this in the fridge. And I was shoving it into that guy, but it kept popping out, and every time I opened it, it would jump out at me, so I just decided to stop doing it. But things like this I would keep in there. And also I have these Stypro globes, which you keep in the freezer. You actually can't store them in the freezer. You can put them in the freezer so they get really, really cold. But even those I would keep in the fridge. And I think that if it was living here, I would be more inclined to use them. So there are other things that I think would benefit by being in a cold environment that my little 4 liter guy just isn't able to accommodate. So guys, that is it for today's video. It was a quick one, but it's just, you know, what do I keep in my beauty fridge? So this kind of rotates based on what kind of products and stuff that I have, but in general, whatever feels really good going on the skin cold, and things that do need a little bit of extra shelf life assistance, that's what I'm using for. Y'all have a beauty fridge? Am I the only person that has one of these? And if you have a bigger one, I would love to know where you got it. So I think this one retails for about 60 to 70 euros. And I do know you can get loads of them on Amazon and all over the place. And I am on the hunt for a larger one that I can put more stuff in there. So if you like the look of today's video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, please. And also give this video a thumbs up. And I really appreciate you joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. Oh, I forgot these.